What's up, fam? Welcome back to another video. I'm gonna be doing these little voiceovers whenever. Okay, it's not gonna stop the content from coming out. So we are going to talk about the North Node. Yes, North Node in your natal chart. The North Node looks like a pair of headphones in your chart. If you go to astro.com to extended chart, you have all your information in there. You can also put in the descending node. You're going to check that box. Then you're going to check the box where it says making aspects to all objects, so you can see the aspects. And then you are going to cast your chart. Now, the North Node is not an actual celestial body. The North and the South nodes are points where the moon orbits, and it tells us about where our soul has been and where we are going. So they are lunar nodes. In Vedic astrology, which is Indian astrology, they call the nodes Ketu and Rahu. Ketu is the north node and Rahu is the south node. Now, the south node is where some believe it's where we're supposed to let that go. It's the dragon's tail. So everything is filled up already. There's no more to put in there. We've mastered this energy already. It's our comfort zone. It's the place where we go when it's basically our flight area. Because our fight would be our north node. Our north node is what we are trying to increase, what we are trying to add and expand upon, the shit that really scares us and challenges us to where we want to go. Our south node is more about our familiarity and our instinct, our instinctual reaction, how we contract in situations. So we are going to talk about the nodes and the different ones. And this is in the signs. Now, of course, the aspects matter. The house placement definitely matters because this is where it plays out the absolute most. But we're going to talk about what are some of the energies that you can be letting go and some energies you can be embodying. In my opinion, you don't let it all go. You use what you got as well, because you have to use what you've learned before. There's no point in not learning it, but you don't use it as a crutch. You use it as you use it to help you out. You use it to help you out, but you have to go on the other side more than likely. And if not, life is going to definitely make you go over there and challenge you. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive in. The Aries North Node. Aries North Node. And drop your North Nodes in the comments below. Tell us any situation that you got going on with it. And these points are honestly one of the most important, in my opinion, as I'm studying more and more. I'm seeing that the nodes and Chiron really can just tell you a lot of what the themes that you're going to be dealing with overall with your life. And it's just going to be coming in heightened versions of it, either more subtle or more aggressive versions of it. So these nodes, okay, the north node in Aries. And that means you have the south node in Libra, because the south node is automatically opposite of where your north node is at the same exact degree. For instance, if you have a 10-degree north node in Aries, you have a south node at 10 degrees in Libra. So south node Libra, north node Aries, you've played the supportive role before. You've played the being in relationships, being very cooperative, being very compromising. You really are great. You're a people's person, You love relationships probably a little bit too much, at the detriment of your own identity, at the detriment of you standing up for the things that are authentic to who you are as an individual. Aries North Node, you are going to have to learn how to balance your relationship with others and the relationship with yourself. You need to learn how to be independent and make moves outside of your relationship and stop being so codependent. This is really about formulating your own identity, and you're going to have a lot of karmic lessons around your relationships. A lot of times, these people are single. You know, they go through bouts of celibacy or through bouts of being very sexually active, okay, because that's Mars energy and it's Venus energy. And these are people who want to be in a relationship because they're comfortable being in a relationship. They're good at being in a relationship. These people make great wives, make great husbands, make great partners. It's easy for them. Being alone is not easy for them. So Aries North Node, you are encouraged to really form an identity, to really learn what you're made out of. You're going to be put in situations where you're going to be made to stand up for yourself. You're going to be made to assert yourself and be angry and be, rash and loud and bold and brave. And anger is something that you're going to have to integrate and start respecting in this lifetime, because Libra South Node was always worried about keeping the peace and being harmonic and making sure that everybody is good, making sure that, that the balance of the relationship is fine no matter who is not getting really what they need. Somebody's losing out when you're balancing at the end of the day. So with Aries North Node, a lot of the times these people go through bullying in their lifetime. They go through, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of times violence in their relationships. And then these people become like motivational speakers and trailblazers and pioneers because they realize they don't need anybody, They realize that their anger is their best fuel, and that they finally, after some time, make peace with the fact that they are allowed to be angry, they're allowed to be loud, they're allowed to be rageful, and they will still be loved because of it, because they've loved other people in that capacity as well. A lot of times Libra South Nodes are drawing in people who are not what they say they are. And that makes Libra South Nodes angry because they feel deceived. And then they have to finally address it because it's all about that mirror and that image that was trying to be upheld in the relationship. So what Aries North Nodes have to release is, hiding behind your partners, avoiding challenges within relationships, avoiding confrontations, being passive aggressive, being too compromising, being too enabling and codependent. And, you really got to start integrating and prioritizing yourself, your self-love, your self-help, your own alone time. You definitely need to live alone at some point in your life, because there's no point in getting a relationship because you're not going to know yourself. You're not going to be authentic. You need to be more impulsive. You need to take way more risks. And you need to fight for the shit that you believe in, what you stand up for. And you have to understand that anger is healthy and it could be expressed in a very healthy way. So, boom. Now, we're going to talk about Taurus North Node. And this is Scorpio South Node. So, Taurus North Node is all about the real world and actually participating in the everyday mundane life things and putting in real effort and work and laying things down break by break and having some sense on how to do things. investing real time and effort into attaining the wealth that you actually want. Because as a Scorpio South Node, you're used to getting money, or you're used to being supported in other ways, somehow, some way. You know, any time with Taurus, Scorpio, there's always money themes going on with this. And these people are always coming into a lot of money and losing a lot of money, coming into a lot of money and losing a lot of money. And so these, you know, with this Scorpio South Node, a lot of the times you might use your sexuality, you might use your mysteriousness or your ability to live on the dark side to attain your wealth. And when that Taurus North Node, you have to actually work for it and make it happen. And really understand that you have to roll up your own sleeves and learn how to be self-sufficient and learn how to do it on your own and get your own paycheck. This is owning your own business, having something with your name on it, having your own bank account outside of anybody else. It's definitely relying on your own senses, relying on your own ability to make something work in this lifetime. Being able to really ground yourself in reality and really have a routine for yourself and use your hands and your feet and living a simple life. Not a life in the dark, but living a life in the light, in the everyday. Releasing the need to manipulate your way through life or strategize or, you know, skip steps, because you have an earth sign. When you have an earth sign North Node, honey, you can't skip any steps. The more that you hide from people, the more that you're finna get fucked up, okay? More you're in your Scorpio side, more you hiding things, more you're using sex as a weapon, the more you're being secretive and all that kind of stuff, and relying on other people's money and whatever that may be, the more that people are going to be like, what the hell's going on? The more you're hiding shit, the more you're lying, it's going to come out. The more secret life that you're living. So with the Taurus North Node, you're supposed to be living a lifetime of managing your finances, managing your lifestyle, and really respecting Mother Earth. You know, really learning that money and hard effort go hand in hand for you, and that you really have to put some time and some quality time into earning your, you know, lifestyle. Really, really earning your lifestyle. Learning what you want and what you want to get. With a Taurus North Node, you have to learn how to say no to other people helping you and looking out for you all the time, and really learning how to build your own wealth, build your own monetary and material space on this plane, on your own work and your own blood, sweat, and tears. You know, because you are so gorgeous and powerful and sexy and, you know, sensual, you know that you can use this, you know, as your superpower. You know that you're able to fixate on something, right? Because this is a fixed North Node, and you're able to get what you want. Because it's about, you're just like, oh, it's about persistence. All I gotta do is keep asking, keep asking, keep asking. I can't ask my grandma for these $5. She finna give me probably 15 if I keep asking her. But the thing is, you might ask for that 15, but have to end up paying 45 down the road. So Got to make sure that you're not using other people, using your relationships for the wrong reasons, having more of an emotional connection with people instead of a monetary connection with people, depending on which house it's in, of course. And really understanding that people are not things, and that a lot of the times when you're manipulating people's emotions to get what you want monetarily, it's because of how you feel about yourself and your self-esteem, you know. So the way that you can really participate in this physical life, this time, is by really showing what you're worth and being chill about it and being down to earth about it as well, and simple, and really bringing some beauty back into life, some simple beauty. Definitely you can be using your emotional trauma and your emotional suffering from your past life to manipulate people when you're in your dark space with this, North Node in Taurus, because you want the comfort of that. It's actually more exciting sometimes for you to do that, to manipulate somebody out of their bag, than to actually do it for the money. But that's why that the lessons will be that much harder. That's why it might be harder for you to get in a sustaining relationship, or you might end up in like some kind of abusive, or emotionally manipulative relationship or things like that, because this is a power struggle that is being tested in this lifetime. And with the Taurus North Node, it's asking you to make yourself feel secure for yourself, and stop, trying to attach yourself to other people because of the emotional abandonment issues of that South Node in Scorpio. Okay. Let me see if there's anything else I want to say. Just relying on your own self-worth, not the need to attach to anybody else. Now, this is a very hard placement overall. Both ways, it's very hard placement. Now, the North Node in Gemini, South Node in Sagittarius. Okay, so the North Node in Gemini, you're here to, honestly, you have to understand how to be more objective, because you spent many lifetimes, many other places, being the teacher, being the person in the front, being the lecturer, being the person to really shout their religion and their faith from the rooftop. Really, you are really obsessed with your beliefs and your belief system and your morality and your opinions and the bigger picture of everything. And when you have a Gemini North Node, it's asking for your objectivity. It's asking for your lightness. It's asking for you to listen to people's story from all around, from your neighborhood to from honestly all around your neighborhood. You're going to probably find more information around your neighborhood. You might be the type of person who might look down on people who are from your same country or from your same, that are close to you, essentially. Like, oh, you never been out the country, you never traveled, you don't have a passport. Like, you can definitely be that kind of thing, feeling with that kind of energy. Always thinking about, what the bigger vision is, challenging your teachers, feeling smarter than everybody, never committing to getting to know the small intricacies of anything, only wanting to see the bigger picture of it all, only zooming out. only wanting to blow things all the way up and never being able to have intricate, small conversations, or, conversations or idle conversations, conversations about nothing. Um, you know, you love people from all around the world and you love connecting with the globe. You love being a nomad. And with the Gemini North Node, it's asking you to probably stay in your neighborhood and stay close. That's probably why a lot of times, maybe if you're traveling, it's not working out. Or, you try to move somewhere far away, but you never move away for too long. You always end up right back where you kind of started. That's what this energy is about, because you're supposed to settle into a local community. A lot of times you like to live near bigger cities, in large places with a lot of space, things like that. A lot of times you guys love to travel all the time and go on long journeys. And it's not like that you can't do any of these things, but until you start really appreciating your Gemini energy, until you start seeing the world in your neighborhood and the small blocks around you, it's always going to be a motherfucking problem when you're traveling, okay? And when you're just trying to step out on into the bigger world, or when you're trying to even get your bigger vision, or any of these things. Because with the Gemini North Node, you need to really learn the way to really talk and conversate people, the art of conversation, not just lecturing and talking at people. But really learning how to dialogue back and forth, and not to listen to only respond, but to listen, to actually truly listen, and to stay objective, and to be an audience member, and to really just take in what the person is saying. You might be extra blunt with the South Node in Sagittarius. When people piss you off, you just storm out, walk away, and I say, I don't give a fuck. I might have a potty mouth type shit. But you really have to learn how to, with your Gemini North Node, actively listen and really understand where the person might be coming from. Okay? With the Gemini North Node, you really have to speak without needing to change anyone's mind. Talk about your philosophy very objectively. You really have to let go of the righteous attitude, or the knowingnessness of life, or the need to always zoom out or scope out of the situation. Really releasing that need to just, oh, my faith is right, my religion is right. You got to let that go, because the more you do that, the more issues you're going to get into, the more fights you'll get into, and all that other stuff. Get more playful. Embrace being more lighthearted, being more flirtatious, more dual. Okay, dipping into one idea and dipping into the next. Geminis don't really. They're passionate, but they're not as passionate as Sagittarius. Sagittarius will burn you up if you don't agree. Gemini will just knock you over with a gust of wind. Okay, it's two different ways of doing it. Really get into your local activities, get into your neighborhood activities. What can you do in your neighborhood? Stop worrying about the whole world. What about just being where you are right now, and really paying attention to that, and giving it all you can and all your energy with that? Making sure that you're really tapped in to just the closeness around you. Also having a better relationship with your aunts, your uncles, your even your siblings, having a closer relationship, and really getting to know, the people who are close to you, and really committing to a few friends and getting to know them for a lifetime, and saying to yourself, I'm going to commit to myself to getting to know these people through cycles of who they're becoming objectively, and really learning from them. Now, when you have the North Node in Cancer, okay, and that means you have the South Node in Capricorn right across from each other. This is like a 4th house, 10th house axis as well. When you have a North Node in Cancer, you really have to start allowing your emotions to come in. You have to start allowing yourself to feel things, because if you don't, you are going to be crusty and hard for the rest of your life. You're going to come off as opportunistic if you really aren't, already, because Capricorn is all about, South Node is all about, restrictions and receiving what I need and what I want right now. And, it runs our governments and the status quo and accolades and accomplishments. So a lot of the times, Cancer North Nodes, even though you want a more emotional relationship this lifetime, you're still obsessed with being married to your job. So you really need to enjoy the family life and enjoy having a heart space in the heart center. Okay, a lot of the times having children softens you guys up. It makes you realize that, oh wow, maybe I wanted a family the whole time, or just getting married or making some kind of familiar commitment. I'm not saying always pregnancy is that way, but a lot of times it really is that, because Cancer does rule the womb, so your womb is activated, especially if you're having a transit going over it, you'll want to have a child. So with that Cancer North Node, you really have to understand that having a family is also accomplishment. Having emotional wealth is also accomplishment. Emotional stability is also accomplishment. Really knowing that you can create your own stability and comfort within yourself, and it's not just monetary. And that work does not equal emotional love. It just doesn't. Work does not equal love. You can't buy love. A lot of times, you have issues with your mom, just deep mother issues, deep issues around family and stuff like that. So a lot of times it either you run away from family or you dive head in, But this can also give you an edge of ruthlessness and an edge of, I don't give a fuck. Because again, if you don't have that nurturing and nourishment from your mother, then why would you even care if your mother didn't care? So this is why, you guys can be more dedicated to your job, because you feel like, quote unquote, your job can't hurt you. You can marry somebody just out of the pure sake of, oh, do they look good? Do they have enough money? Because that's what you'd rather want. You need something more dependable, that Capricorn South Node. Oh, this is what I can rely on, and it doesn't matter how dry this is. You guys really need to allow in family time, allow in nurturing, allow your feminine side of receptivity to really open up. Allow your maternal energy to flower and become open. Understand that nurturing and self-care, and really knowing who you are on the emotional side is just as valuable to all the other material aspects, because earth is nothing without water. Earth is nothing without water. You got to remember that. As a Capricorn South Node can have a tendency to just feel hard about life and be hard about life. But with that Cancer and North Node, you have to become emotionally rich and not just monetarily rich, because you can focus on that, but it will get stripped away. And it definitely has a lot to do with your image in the public. You guys will work with the public. You'll go through your life working with the public and dealing with the public. So your karma is going to come through your status and your reputation, and just how that happens in your home life as well. But yeah, you put your work over your family, and in this lifetime, no, Spirit's not having it. So now, if you have the North Node in Leo, if you have the North Node in Leo, so you are here to express yourself. You are here to be the king, queen that you are. You are here to shine and stand out. You are here to use your quirky Aquarius, innovative brain, but also your rebellious nature to stand out and really show people who you are. You're here to be a leader, of power, of change, of courage, to show people what courage looks like, to reach a really wide audience, because Leo rules the stage and it rules performance. Leo, North Node is getting respect for being who you are. You already have the ability in that heart that you fight for the collective. You fight for everyone. You want everyone to be good. But we need people to stand out and to talk and to show and to really lead with that. And a lot of times with that Aquarius South Node, first of all, you could be great at talking, but there could be no action sometimes. And with that Leo North Node, you're called to action, because that's fire. And it's like, no, you need sustained action. You need endurance. And then also it's, with that South Node in Aquarius, you have to stop talking about it again and be about it. And use your ability to awaken people and shake the motherfucking room, and do it through yourself. Stop using, your head over your heart, and really use your heart. Let your heart beat move you through the world. Really getting attached and burning a fire and lighting a fire under your own ass. And by lighting a fire under your own ass, you simultaneously light a fire under everybody else's ass, straight up, as an Aquarius South Node. You have a great ability to, alienate yourself, to, damn near bully yourself out of the group, because you are so dope and you have so many talents, and you just don't know how to harness all that energy. But you have to just be able to stand out and be able to look like almost damn near a fool on the stage, because Leo doesn't care. Leo is all about who they are, and a king and queen really don't make no mistakes, honestly. They just lead by example. So these are, people who need to follow their heart in the public. You need to start embracing that you're royalty, that you need to be living in more luxury and more glamour. All right. And really, your life should be more passionate, more bold, more complimentary to who you are and your uniqueness, giving out more compliments, and just living your life with more joy and more fun, more laughter. So for the Leo North Node, it's all about really just tapping into your inner child and no longer shrinking yourself for anybody for no time at all. Really tapping into your sun energy, because that's your Leo North Node, and to really start acting like the one of one that you are, and start acting like the leader that you are. You can lead a group very naturally. You just have to start moving towards the front of the group and take that action, and just do what you know you can do. Now, when we have why am I always getting lost? Leo, Virgo. Virgo North Node. So Virgo North Node, you have to learn how to pay attention to things in life. You need to learn how to really practice discernment and stop letting life happen to you and start really getting into life and really start paying attention to your health. Start paying attention and respecting your body and not just trashing your body and putting whatever you want in it, or, you know, staying up for too long or not sleeping at night, or, you know, just being too passive in life, letting life happen to you and playing victim a lot, you know, and being in denial about the everyday part of life, your routine, you know, not wanting to solve any problems. And because you don't want to solve any problems, you want to stay in your room all the time, you know, and not talk to anybody and be isolating and staying by yourself. And this could come through a lot of, you know, reasons, because the Pisces South Node goes through a lot of psychological, emotional changes throughout their life. They go through, you know, a lot of spiritual revolutions that they can't even explain. A lot of, you know, secrets come out throughout their life that they're like, wait, did I dream that? Or was it real, or was it not real? And this could have a lot to do with, you know, it depends on what house it's in, but it can do with anything with emotional manipulation to, you know, alcoholism or drug abuse or sexual abuse, stuff like this. And so it makes them almost go into this cloudy, delusional state and feeling lost the entire time. And just almost feeling like you deserve to be lost because you've been lost before. And, you know, sacrificing yourself because that's maybe what you feel like you are most useful at, right? But as a Virgo North Node, you're here to really show up in your own life and take personal responsibility and create a structure and ground yourself and start paying attention to what people are Mercury saying, you know, paying attention to how people think, reading the fine print in people's lives, reading people's bios and really taking that shit seriously, mastering something in your life, mastering a skill, setting clear and distinct, straight up boundaries around real things, protecting your mental health, protecting your body, protecting your mind, and really being a part of life and, you know, standing up for your health and who you are and controlling your everyday life. You know, with that South Node in Pisces, it's a very strong energy. It makes you want to become introverted and self-sacrificing, and you know, you can become in this cycle of becoming easily deceived by a lot of people. But when you actually pay attention to your everyday routine and you start valuing your analytical mind and your ability to actually be discriminating, and it's not because you're doing it, you know, people can't make you feel guilty and shameful after you have clear boundaries. You know, nobody should make you feel guilty or shameful for having clear boundaries. That's just weird. So then you start lifting the veil and start seeing that, oh no, people are, you know, taking advantage and that they're trying to play on your fear. But then you start turning that South Node Pisces from fear into faith, and you start having faith on your North Node skills of being aware, being acutely aware, and being organized. And through your organization, through your ability to practice discernment and use your analytical mind, you make less mistakes. And then you can get back to the service-oriented energy that you want, of that Pisces, of wanting to help and nurture and, you know, forgive everyone. Really, really just creating an order for your life and a system that you can work under and that you respect, and pay, you know, really honoring your own deadlines and honoring your own boundaries and showing your earthly self how you can be respected, you know. Um, but, you know, you definitely are natural artists, people who can make things, craftsmen, people who can make furniture, like just ridiculously creative people. So that's something that you can master in this lifetime. Master instruments, take all that daydreamy energy and put it into something that you can master that needs your physical attention. You know, like the harder the instrument, the better, because you actually have to pay attention to it and really get to know it and know the ins and outs of certain things. So, but making sure that you're actually coming out of your head and down to the ground. So now, if you have a north node in Libra and a south node in Aries, now we're going to flip it. So this is, you know, you have to learn the art of compromising. You have to learn to value your relationships, your personal relationships, your one-on-ones. You have to learn how to really communicate with people and work with people and understand that everyone comes from a different space. You have to learn how to really connect in your relationships. You have to really learn how to be fair when you're talking to people and not take it so personally. A lot of times you think it's easier to do things on your own because you're an Aries South Node. So, you know, you could be rash and impulsive or just like to rely on yourself. And this can come off as selfish or arrogant. And maybe you might be. But, you know, that's a protective mechanism. However, with that Libra North Node, it's time to let people help you. It's time to collaborate and get a partner in life. So a lot of times you will find yourself in situations where you have to be in a partnership. And also where you have to integrate your feminine energy, your Venus energy, because a lot of times these people come off very Martian, very masculine. And they can come off very aggressive and arrogant and hot-headed. But with that Libra North Node, you're going to be put into situations where you have to chill out and really deal with your relationships and how to see other people and not just yourself. And really not hurt other people's feelings. And really just see that everybody's not as strong as you, and that relating to other people will definitely help you see that other people are different, and that you need to see things from all different perspectives, not just yours, and that everything doesn't have to be so passionate, and you don't always have to be first, you know. So these are the kind of themes that you're going to be dealing with as in Libra North Node. Really learning how to appreciate the other's perspective in real time and not just saying it, and appreciating not wanting to win or getting the last word all the time, and celebrating other people for being who they are and not always being that warrior, to always be ready to fight, you know, just because you're good at fighting, very good at fighting, very good at protecting yourself. But learn how to be diplomatic, learn a different fighting style in this lifetime, you know, because you're going to definitely have to pay for that in different ways. And sometimes it's honestly through litigation and law, because you guys will be wanting to fight a lot with that Martian energy. So just be careful. Now, if you have an north node in Scorpio, south node in Taurus, this is learning how to value intimacy, learning how to be more private, learning how to be more deep, and embracing your emotions, and really just letting go of the need for materialism and hoarding things. This is not saying that you're never going to get money. No, that's not what it's about. But you put money, you value it way too much. And you get way too comfortable. And you never want to change. You don't want to change your psychology. So you have to learn how to let go of the scarcity mindset, first of all. And learn that, honestly, a lot of the material stuff comes from the spiritual world. And really connecting with people on a deeper level, and seeing that life is not that simple. It's more complex to that. And, really starting to see how food and music and all these other things actually make you feel and how they play on your psychology. You know, it is about growth, emotional growth, and emotional sensitivity, and really getting into your sexual side as well, and not being lazy in sex, or just using it as a coping mechanism, as a filler. And also you're gonna have to rework and re-see your values, and really understanding that life is deeper and more complex, and there's a lot of things to value on the shadow side, and everything is not always bright and easy and straightforward as you would like it to be. A lot of the times, there's a lot of secrets that make the surface what it is. There's a root, there's a foundation. And with the Taurus South Node, it could be greed, materialism, like I said, stubbornness, and just being way too comfortable in your way. And, with the Scorpio North Node, you have to be more probing and more investigative, and learn the mysteries of life, the occult of life, the unknown, and really understand how to ration and, harness your power. Harness your power for yourself. So, yes, that is that Scorpio North Node. Not an easy one to do. Taurus and Scorpio nodes are not easy to do because they're fixed signs. Fixed signs are not easy. But this is definitely a deep placement. And a lot of times you're working with another person getting through this. This is, you're dealing with a person with this North Node in Scorpio. Now, when you have a North Node in Sagittarius, you have a South Node in Gemini, and that is really learning how to value wisdom and not be so gossipy and talk so much shit all the time, and how to learn how to close your mouth, and how to say things that actually mean things, and say things with that have a reasoning behind it and have a philosophy behind it and have some integrity behind it. As a Gemini South Node, you're used to opening your mouth and, really just being all up in everybody's business, being nosy as hell. And a Sagittarius North Node is like, why are you so damn nosy? You need to learn that life is not about being nosy, but it's about a bigger truth that people are looking for. And that your eyes are not telling you everything that you actually need to know about life. And that your inspiration needs to come from your own bigger vision and not because you want to get in everybody else's business. You need to find your own truth instead of looking for everybody else's truth or talking about everybody else's truth. There is a lot of curiosity, restlessness that you have, and you're not channeling the energy correctly when you're gossiping and, talking about situations that are none of your damn business. You're very flexible and you have this amazing gift for gab, but is it being used for the right thing? The thing is with Gemini energy, Sag energy is so strong because people believe what you guys say anyway. A lot of people don't practice discernment anyway. So you guys can easily be duplicitous and play devil's advocate way too much. And with Sagittarius, North Node is asking for you to stand on your morals, to have a bigger meaning, to have a deeper meaning for things, to really show who you can be on a bigger platform to the world. Show the world how things can be. With that Gemini South Node, it might just be like, oh, you want to be friends with everybody, you want to talk to everybody and you want everybody to like you. You want to be likable. But North Node and Sag just like, nah, you just got to say what you got to say. It's the truth. The truth is the truth is the truth. You have to build your own philosophy. You have to push your own ideas out there and not everybody else's ideas. And you have to question people's ideas as well, and set them on fire, set them on flame. And really just knowing that you have the wisdom within and you don't need to keep getting the wisdom outside of you all the time. It really is about your own experience as a North Node in Sagittarius, knowing that life is a personal thing and it's always about your own personal experience and nobody can relate to that. And no amount of conversation or gossip or text messages is going to give you the answer to your own experience. The only way that you're going to know about life is when you live it, and you can't live it through other people's, and you can't find a reasoning for life through other people's ideas and through staying so objective. The only way that you can find a meaning through your own life is by actually going through it, by taking action, taking big actions, by taking bigger risks and bigger risks so you can get bigger rewards. And staying inspired by your own personal need for searching for the truth. So now the North Node in Aquarius, Capricorn, North Node in Capricorn, South Node in Cancer. You need to learn discipline. You need to learn the emotional discipline. You need to learn how to detach emotionally from certain things in your life. You need to learn how to become a little bit more hard. You need to become a little bit more emotionally hard, and not just hard, but like a little bit more emotionally hard. Because the thing is that you can get your feelings hurt very easily. You need to integrate some logic into it and allow your emotions, like you have to slow down your emotions. Okay? because you might see everything as a threat to your, comfort, to your security. All right. Also, just being taken care of. A lot of times, you guys are very much taken care of by your family, close to your mother, things like that. She does your laundry, whatever the case may be, and you have no emotional maturity. And you have to really grow spiritual, emotional maturity with this. You have to do your own work and you have to become responsible as an adult. You have to really go out there and see what the world is about and learning to stop being absorbed in your own emotions and always drowning in how you feel, and wallowing and whining and talking about the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. Let it go. The past is a tool, not a trap, right? And that's what this North Node is about. This North Node can keep you trapped with your family. So a lot of times you got to not talk to them as much sometimes because they're actually emotionally holding you back, and you haven't handled your emotions in this lifetime. You have to put a rein on them, a restriction on them, so you can actually get to where you want to get. A lot of times these people have kids early or get married early or something like that because they have this urge to want to become more grown up, honey, and be more responsible. You know what I'm saying? And definitely have big dreams and things like that. And the thing is that you want to be nurturing and you want to be supportive to your family. So use that energy that you have, that emotional energy that you have, and put some roots down and create a legacy for your family through your hard work and your ambition and your drive in the world. Not by being emotionally complacent and not letting your emotions get in the way of your hard work, and not getting, this fear of failure. You can't fail if you never tried, and falling down is part of being successful. But you have to learn how to be self-sufficient. You have to learn how to be long-term goal-oriented. You have to learn how to take your L's with a grace. And that life is just hard. And you got to just G up. And, conflict is not going to be outdone by anybody. And everybody got to go to work. Everybody got to get it done. Everybody's going to get their feelings hurt in life. And it's not just you. So stop taking it personal. And learn how to be responsible for when you're too emotionally involved in your own life and when you don't see the bigger picture for what it is. With the Capricorn North Node, you have to stop being emotionally manipulative and childish and clingy, and negative. You have to start learning how to really be committed to learning how to become emotionally well and emotionally calm and responsible, and learning how to become emotionally self-sufficient, and understanding that ambition and hard work and discipline are forms of self-love and forms of that security that you're looking for anyway. And when you do it, you're going to feel better. You just got to do it for a little while and be like, oh my gosh, I actually feel better when I'm showing up for myself emotionally, and I'm really reining myself in emotionally, and I show myself I can do this. You know what I'm saying? Now you have the North Node in Aquarius. You have the South Node in Leo. You have to learn how to not always take center stage, and you have to learn how to let everyone else shine. You have to learn how to use your skill set, your need to be a leader, and you have to lead the group. You have to use your boldness to fuel the collective, and making sure that even though that you love to make people laugh, you love to be in the front of the stage, you love to show people your vision and your expression and who you are and all these other things, and that's amazing. And as you should. But you, as a North Node in Aquarius, you have to learn how to really let your ego fall back and realize everyone doesn't have the same courage as you, and that there are things outside of yourselves, that you're not the only king and queen in the world. Okay? That your dramatics can literally take away the energy from what's trying to be done for the collective. Your visions are valid, but they're not the only visions, and you have to start validating other people's visions and start hyping them up as well. And also really understanding that need to overperform, and that self-centeredness, and that basically the narcissism, it's not going to help. It's going to alienate you from the group, and it's going to make people actually not want to fuck with you no matter how talented you are. Really needing to see people as your equal in their own unique way is very necessary with this energy, because you can be very dominating. You can also allow the drama of your personal life and your personal relationships to overtake and do what the main goal is. You can have a lot of issues with saying I, and putting things back around on you, and not allowing other people to speak about how they feel and what they got going on. And again, you can alienate yourself from your own relationships. And really needing to let go of needing all the attention on you and spreading the attention around. That everybody deserves attention. Everyone deserves to be fulfilled and the light to be shined on them. And learning to be, more open-minded, more friend-oriented, more tolerant of other people's skills and intellect levels, being truly equal, being, social activists, and being progressive, and using your beautiful, unique skills so that everyone can win, not just you. Because, it ain't fun if you're the only one on the boat. You know what I'm saying? Using your ability to grab attention and applause and respect, and using that so everyone can be seen. These people make great hosts. Not even just great hosts, but people who could really just shine a light on their people, like great DJs too, for real. All right. And then lastly, don't worry, and your mark will be left on the world. Don't even worry about it, Leo, South Node. Because the thing is, like, you're worried that nobody will remember you or respect you or remember you for what you're going to bring to the stage. But honey, nobody can forget you. You are unforgettable. And trust me, more people will find you unforgettable, and they'll want to support you and what you got going on. The more that you help other people, the more that you really are for the collective. The more that you really go out of your way to make sure everybody's good. Everybody got a chance. You know what I'm saying? That you're not narcissist. You're not narcissistic. You're not using people for it. You're staying objective in the situations. All right? And you're not a sore loser. Now, last one, right? Yes. Pisces North Node and Virgo South Node. Now, you need to get up off your little snooty high horse and realize that you need to stop judging people and being so critical of every single person around you, that every single person is valid. Every single person has a life story. A lot of times these people can be classist, oh, that person's homeless, or that person doesn't have this, they don't have that. Oh, they're from this class, they're from that class, they don't have this money, they don't have that opportunity. And it's just like, chill out. Who are you to judge? Who are you to be so critical? Who are you to make these rules up thinking that you're the one that gets to pass judgment and pass critique? And a lot of times you can undermine people, micromanage people, try to be very snooty and intellectually biased. If someone doesn't sound as smart as you and they don't have education as you, whatever the case may be, you guys can just come off really, classist, and just like people don't matter. And this is all about because of your need for perfection and all that kind of stuff. And this just spills over into a lot of other areas of your relationship. Everything is too planned out, too routine, too perfect. There's no spontaneity, there's no lax, there's no room for quote unquote error. And so this really can create a person who's overly anxious, who is always more on the harsh side, or more on the, on the really not fun side, boring side. And calling it success because, their routine and their schedule and all that kind of stuff. And they want to make sure everything is good, and they don't want to be around people, places, and things that, will bring down their vibe or their aura, or whatever the case may be. But as a North Node in Pisces, you need to relax on all that, and you need to not be judgmental. You need to soften and dissolve those hard boundaries and those that obsessive need to look for every single little thing to nitpick on and to judge on. You need to chill out and not be so confrontational and so obsessed with work and getting things done and schedules and routines, and judging people based on those things, because those are not even things that you can judge. You can't judge life off those things at all. So as a Virgo South Node, the need to dissect life, the need to dissect people, places, and things, the need to always create a problem to solve. You need to chill on all that. You need to just be more go with the flow. You need to be more Pisces and, light a joint and just chill out and be more forgiving, compassionate, soft, kind, and more understanding, and start seeing people for who they really are, which are souls, and not just people, but souls with different missions, different levels of self-awareness, different things to do, different imaginations, different talents and skills. That there is beauty in vagueness, that there is beauty in the things that we even fear, the things that we don't know about, because honestly the only things that we fear are the things that we don't know about, and it's because we haven't had the courage to face them head on, and to really look at them straight up, and to really see what it is, and to see why we feel as if we have a right to judge people for where they're at. Really trying to understand that as a Virgo South Node. Definitely can have issues around sexuality, things like that, and being, again, judgmental around that. Just the whole idea of it, and not really understanding what sex is, or how transformative and beautiful it is, and how imperfectly perfect sex is, and how deep and all these other things that sex is. But a lot of times you guys have issues with sexuality, And yeah, supreme issues around guilt and shame and fear. So you project those things a lot into your other relationships. But you are here as a Pisces North Node to really just understand the spiritual life more, learn meditation, learn isolation, learn how to really create freedom from those rigid rules that don't really exist, and allow yourselves to make mistakes in life and allow other people to make mistakes, allow other people to learn truly, really, because nobody, even if we've done this before, we haven't done this lifetime before. So there's really no one that can judge how we do things. No one can judge how we learn or when we learn things. And really learning to trust the overall, the unknown, learning to trust the spiritual life, and coming out of the everyday realm and coming out of routines, and stop relying on your routines for and relying on those earthly things to tell you what your reality is, and instead of going within and learning that reality is actually what you're creating with your mind. That's the Pisces North Node. Accepting that we don't really know shit. we don't really know shit at all. At all. And that everything in life is about intuition anyway, and that logic comes last. Logic is literally the last step. It's just words to describe our intuition. Yeah, so that is my series on the North Node through the signs. That's just some information. There's a lot more information I can go into. If you guys want more in-depth information, let me know. Tell me where your North Node is, your experiences with it, your aspects on the North Node, and we can maybe talk about that in another video, the aspects to it and what that would say about how you would feel about this, and maybe we'll do one through the houses. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Ciao.